kingdoms to the south. Welcome back, guys. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for stopping by. Please join the family, subscribe and smash the like button. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. You guys are the best. You guys rock. So please keep sharing these videos, keep smashing the like button and turn on your notifications so that you're gonna be the first to know when I post a new video. And we have been reading a very interesting book, How to Behave and Why. This book has taught us a whole lot about how to behave and how to be nice in this world that we're in. We've learned a lot, and we started with learning about how to be honest. Then we went to learning about how to be fair. Then we went to learning about how to be strong. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you probably have not seen my videos, so go, hurry, pause this one, go watch my other videos, then you can come back so you can understand what I'm talking about. Today is gonna be the wrap. We're going to be reading the last part of this book, which is we have to be wise. We're gonna be learning everything about being wise and why it is important to act wisely. Let's get started. You have to be wise. We get along with people and we make good friends when we have polite manners like shaking hands when we meet, smiling and saying good morning or good afternoon, saying goodbye when we leave, and thanking people when they have been nice to us, saying please when we want something, and excuse me or I beg your pardon when we bump into someone, or belch or yawn or cough or sneeze. Your simple manners, right? Waiting for other people to finish talking before we start. Helping very old and very young people as much as we can, and being quiet and gentle when we are with them. Being helpful is such a good character to have as a person, not just as a child, but even as an adult. When you go into, let's say, a public area and there's just one chair left, but there's like an old person standing there, you know what courtesy entails? That you let the older person sit first. Or you're trying to go into a building and there's just this little child trying to go in as well. You know, courtesy demands that you let that little child enter first before you go in. Those little things that we do that matters a lot. Eating quietly without sprawling and grabbing or quarreling at the table. Asking to be excused when we have finished eating and are ready to leave. Being quiet and orderly when we go to places where there are a lot of other people, like libraries, movies or museums, theaters or classrooms, or in trains, streetcars or buses. By never acting as though we were the only people in the world who counted, and never acting fresh and showing off to make people believe that we think we're better than they are. I can't always be right no matter who I am is a good thing for all of us to remember. Other people have ideas and thoughts, ways to do things, ways to work, ways to play, ways to think about their country and their race. Their way can be just as right as your way. Respecting other people's beliefs and thought. Their beliefs may not be the same as yours, but just being respectful about it. And even if you want to share your own belief with them, doing it respectful is actually what makes you a wise person. People have different ways of thinking, and not everyone thinks the way you think. We have to respect that. It's not a bad thing if somebody thinks differently from you. You can let people know about your thoughts or your beliefs in a respectful manner. All of this is just surrounded around being respectful of other people, their beliefs, and their thoughts. Okay? Sailing together in a boat is a lot like learning to live with other people and be happy. Living with other people and being happy when you do it is very important. You don't want to live with people, not just at home, but even at school or at work, and be unhappy about it. No. We don't want to do that. We want to be happy having people in our space, in our circle, at work, at school, at home, our places of worship, in so many areas, even in the market, even when you go to the store. What is important, like I said, is just be respectful about other people. We learn to obey, and after a while, we'll learn to command and help to make the world a better place for all of us. It's a turn-by-turn situation. Today, it's your turn to obey and listen to instructions. Guess what? Tomorrow, you get to be an adult, and you'll have to be the ones giving people instructions and expecting people to obey you. The world is just a matter of taking turns. If it's your turn to obey and follow instructions right now, it's gonna be your turn to give instructions and expect people to obey you when you grow older, when you become an adult. Okay, so one way of learning how to lead people, or one way of learning how to make people obey you, is by obeying people at this stage where you are right now. If you are an obedient child, best believe that you're gonna be a responsible adult that's responsible enough to lead people. Okay, it starts from now. I encourage you, my friends, to be good listeners, be obedient, and use your manners. When you use your manners, people would acknowledge you as a wise person. Oh, he coughed into his arms and he did not just cough out. People would see you, people would regard you as a smart child, as a wise child. The end of this book is what this is. And if you learn to be honest, fair, strong, wise, then you have learned how to be wise and wise. When we talk about being wise, one person comes to my mind. Do you know who that is? I'm gonna give you guys a couple clues because I want you to guess who I have in my mind. He was a king in the Bible. He wrote the book of Proverbs. He was known to be a very wise king. Any ideas who it is I'm talking about? Let me know in the comment section. Just in case you guessed King Solomon, then you guessed right. King Solomon was such a wise king. Do you guys know how he became wise? When King Solomon was a new king, when he was just made a king, he had a dream at night. And in his dream, the Almighty came to him and said to him, Solomon, what do you want? You're a new king. What do you want me to do for you during your reign as a king? King Solomon thought about everything he could think of. He said to the Almighty, he said, I want you to give me wisdom. That was all King Solomon asked for. And the Almighty was so happy and pleased with him, because he could have asked for anything else. He could have asked for riches. He could have asked for, peace in his land. He could have asked for the best lands. He could have asked for anything, but he chose to ask for wisdom. And Yahweh saw that as a smart move, because Yahweh gave him everything else aside from the wisdom that he asked for. Because being wise means you're gonna be rich, you're gonna be peaceful, you're gonna have literally everything you want. Because you're wise, you would know how to find your way around things. Of course, he's gonna have a peaceful reign because he was wise. He was smart enough to know what to do in order to have a peaceful reign. So King Solomon didn't have to fight any battles during his reign as a king. Yahweh made him the wisest person. The Bible actually says before King Solomon, there was nobody as wise as him. And even after King Solomon, there would be nobody as wise as King Solomon. So it's safe to say King Solomon was the wisest king in the Bible. If you know about King Solomon, you would know there was one very interesting thing that happened during his reign. We still talk about it today because that was one thing that showcased King Solomon's wisdom. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check it out, okay? Read this part of the Bible, or you can ask an adult to read it to you. But I'm gonna give a very short summary about what happened. In the land of Israel, there were two women that both had babies. They both had the baby at the same time. So their babies were about the same age. They both went to bed in the same place with their babies lying next to them. In the middle of the night, one of them woke up. One of the women woke up. I'm gonna call her woman A, okay? So woman A woke up and she touched her baby. She felt her baby, but her baby didn't move. She tried carrying her baby, but baby didn't move. She realized, oh my goodness, my baby is lifeless. My baby is dead. Instead of asking for help or alerting people, she decided to switch her dead baby with the other woman's baby. So I'm gonna call the other woman woman B. Woman A switched her dead baby with woman B's baby, who was still alive at the time. Then she went to bed. When woman B woke up, she looked at her baby. Her baby is dead. But there's one more thing. That wasn't her baby. Woke woman A up and she said to woman A, this is your baby. This is not my baby, it's your baby. Woman A denied everything. No, that's not my baby, that's your baby. So they both went back and forth, arguing about this, crying about this. So somebody said, you know what, you guys, nobody wants to accept this dead baby is theirs. Okay, we have to take you guys to King Solomon. When they got there, the king was like, ha 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 ha, what brings you to my court? So they told King Solomon about what happened. And then King Solomon said, so whose baby is the living baby right now? And woman A said, it's my baby. And woman B says, it's my baby. And King Solomon said, give me the baby that's alive and let's see. So King Solomon held the baby and said to the woman, so what do I do with this baby? How do I share this baby for you guys to have this baby? What do I do? Guards, give me a knife or a sword. Let's cut this baby into two. Give one part to woman A and give one part to woman B. And woman A was like, yes, go for it. Cut the baby. Woman B, because she was the true mother, she could not bear to see her child cut into two. Because remember, when you cut the baby into two, the baby is gonna die, but no baby is gonna be alive cut into two. So woman B cried and begged King Solomon, and she said, please, King Solomon, have mercy on my child. Don't cut my child into two. You know what? It's okay. Just give the child to woman A. It's fine. Woman A can have the child. When the child grows up, the child is gonna know who his real mother is. And King Solomon said, those are the words of a true mother. Woman B is the actual mom, the actual mother of this child. Take this child and hand him to his mother. So woman B grabbed her crying baby and she was happy. Everybody who heard about this, they could not believe their eyes. And because of what happened, the story about King Solomon spread all over the world, not just in Israel, but all over the world. So people actually traveled from different countries to come to King Solomon for his words of wisdom and for advice. So even kings from other countries, they would travel, they would bring gifts and lots of things for King Solomon just to hear his words of wisdom or to get advice from him. So King Solomon became really wealthy with all those gifts from different countries and different kings. He became so rich that he was not only the wisest king, but the richest king in the Bible. So did King Solomon become wealthy? Yes, of course, he became extremely wealthy. Even though he didn't ask for wealth, he became wealthy. So the Almighty gave King Solomon wisdom, gave him wealth, and every other thing he wanted in this life. He didn't have to fight any battle during his reign because he was wise enough to make friends with all the kings from all the countries. So they didn't want to fight him. They gave him a peaceful reign. But what does that teach us? Being wise actually attracts so many other things. A wise person will turn out to be a smart person, who will turn out to be a rich person, who will turn out to be just about anything they want, because when you apply wisdom in anything, you can achieve it. We have finally come to the end of this book. There is so much I learned from this. I hope you learned a lot from this too. Continue to practice all we talked about reading this book from the first video to this one, and trust me, you will end up being a responsible person no matter where you are. Keep being you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.